I'm feeling like a lot of Zoomers are kind of done with this two-party system situation, American politics. I think a lot of Gen Z has started to realize that both the Republican and Democratic Party are both completely captured, both completely enslaved to the Jews, to Israel, and to this immigration system that just brings in a constant stream of cheap foreign labor. Both, the drug of choice for the Democrats is hordes of people from everywhere, mostly Hispanics flooding across the border, but also Haitians and all manner of individuals from around the world. And the Republican drug of choice is the H-1Bs, bring in as many fucking Indian computer workers and call center retards as possible to do whatever the fuck the H-1Bs do. Run fucking grocery stores, convenience stores, and fucking go work for Silicon Valley and shit. I mean, both parties are completely enslaved to all of these things. And so I think that there is a serious thing as far as the Zoomers. It's I myself really hate this whole football team bullshit of pretending that one side is better than the other, because they are both really bad. I do think, honestly, that the Republicans are better than the Democrats, but it's not by much. I couldn't have handled another 4 years of a Democrat run country. I couldn't have handled that. Just straight up, 2020 through 2024 felt completely fucking doomed, man. Looking back on 2021, dude, they were doing animated pride parades and drag queens on Blue's Clues and shit. I don't remember what channel Blue's Clues is on. I have no idea. I think it's Nick Jr. or some shit. They had drag queens on Nick Jr. and shit. I know we got our own problems. We got serious problems now with the Jews and with the Indians and everything. There's a lot of major problems with the Republican Party. But I really felt like a pressure being lifted off in 2024. I found it impossible to not be a little bit optimistic. God, holy fuck, man. That was awful. That was hell, dude. Can you imagine if we kept going on that fucking course? Jesus, dude. I mean, that's besides the point. That's in the past. We gotta look towards the future now. I mean, the Zoomers, I find some hope in the Zoomers. A lot of them are still raped by, being fucking trans and all this weird LGBTQ shit that's just totally fried so many people's fucking brains. Sorry, man, I'm behind a Toyota van that's currently driving 15 miles per hour in a 35 mile per hour zone. I'm fucking, holy shit, man. What are we fucking doing? Just completely threw off my fucking train of thought, dude. Fucking kill yourself. I find some hope in the Zoomers, even though a lot of them are still totally fried by the consequences of the internet and all of this bullshit that's just been thrown onto us, just completely molested, groomed into HRT, and thinking that it's possible to turn from a man into a woman. I sound like a boomer, but whatever. It's really an insult to reality. It's an insult to God. I see so much of it on my Twitter timeline and shit. People are still just totally fried by the shit, totally nihilistic. But whatever. I see some hope in the Zoomers, but we still have another big question with the Millennials, the Gen Xers, and the Boomers that are still alive. a lot of the millennials, they're still captured with this whole bread tube attitude. And not just that, but also a lot of them, there's some guys on YouTube that I've watched, especially Canadians. A lot of Canadians are like this. There's this guy, I actually really like his channel, but I think he has some amazing videos. This guy on YouTube, Art Chad, genuinely fantastic videos. His stuff on art is great, and also, I mean, some of his stuff on, some of his cultural and political stuff is valuable too, but when you like listen to his live streams, and it's not just Art Chad, there's other millennials like this too. There was another video I watched by a guy who was kind of like Art Chad. It was a different guy though, and they seem to be captured by this idea that the Western liberal order is fine, and that all of this shit can still be saved. There's nothing wrong with the immigrants. There's nothing wrong with diversity and homosexuality. All of this stuff is perfectly fine. In fact, I think the real problem is that the immigrants are being taken advantage of. They feel bad for the immigrants more than anything else, and they're just totally captured by this idea that all we need to do in order to save the West is tax billionaires, and that if we just tax the billionaires and go harder at social benefit programs that pretty much just go to immigrants and degenerates anyways, they seem to think that if we just put more and more money into this shit, it's like if we just keep throwing infinite money at the Western liberal system, eventually it'll just like correct itself and everything will be fine. We'll live in a happy, diverse, fucking John Lennon Imagine world or some shit. It sucks. I really do. Like, this little rant goes out to Art Chad, man. I think he's got a great channel. But fuck's sake, man. Like I said, it's not just him. There's more people that are captured by that idea than just him. And that seems to be the prevailing liberal or the prevailing millennial sentiment, is that the West can still be saved by just throwing more money at liberalism and just taxing billionaires. The Gen X, total wild card. I got no idea what's up with the Gen X. They're just like, I think the Gen X are just totally fried. They're out of it. They're like, they got fucked over by the boomers when they were young, and then they saw the millennials come up, and they got fucked over even harder, and they're just like, they're just trying to be good with what they got. I think the Gen X are at this point are in kind of the same situation as the boomers were, where it's like, fuck you, got mine. Just like hold on for dear God to hold on to whatever they still have. I don't think they give a fuck about any of this shit. They don't care about Israel. They don't care about like saving the West or anything. They don't care about, you know, they're like slightly racist, like some of the boomers were, but they're still largely just hunkering down and trying to preserve what they have with what's left of the system. So I don't know what we're doing in the future, man. We got 2028 coming up, and we got, you know, who knows what's going to happen. Is Donald Trump going to say fuck the whatever amendment it was that made it to where presidents can only have 2 terms? Is J.D. Vance going to run? I got a feeling it's probably going to be J.D. Vance, or we could have just straight up Donald Trump decides that he wants to become dictator or some shit, which probably won't happen. It's like, who's gonna win? What good is it gonna do? Like I said, all the parties are still totally enslaved. There's no way out of this through the American political system. All of Europe and Canada, which I kind of consider to be a European country, just in how they function culturally, they're a European country, even though they're in North America. All the European countries are still totally raped. Like even, you know, like Nigel Farage and Angela Merkel, they've totally admitted that the immigration system is basically molestation. They've totally admitted that this shit doesn't work, and but they're not course correcting. They're just keeping it going because fuck it, I guess it's like we're too deep into it. Whatever. I think that they still probably want to replace white people or something. As far as the United States, though, what are we doing, man? Do you think that if the Democrats win 2028, are we going to go straight back to 2021? Are we going to go straight back to drag queens on Nick Jr. and Blue's Clues? If the Republicans win, is anything even going to fucking change? Is anything going to happen? Who's going to win? It's like, is the Zoomer Waffen situation enough to guarantee that a Democrat never wins again? Are there still too many millennials and Gen X and boomers that'll just totally reject the direction that we've started heading in? Which the direction that we're heading in is not really anything good. I think it's at least slightly better than what we were going towards. I don't know. I think that we got to do some reckoning and understand how powerless we are in this situation, especially us as the Zoomers. Can we do anything to fix this shit? Because I don't think that anybody's going to go use their AR-15s to revolt or anything. Something's going to have to change.